Hey everyone, thanks for coming today to the Tyler ISD Dr. Jack L. Davidson Conference Center. It's also our boardroom, and we're here to talk about school funding, school finance today. Behind me I have representatives from a wide variety of school systems in East Texas, along with trustees from various school systems, along with city representatives from the Chamber of Commerce and the City of Tyler. Today we're talking about school finance and our support for House Bill 100, which actually puts needed dollars back into public education. But as everyone's been living with here over the last 3 years, it doesn't nearly address the inflation that we're seeing here across our state and across our country. While it does put needed dollars into public ed, right now the proposal does not meet for the 14.5% inflation inside the basic allotment. It should look upwards of $900, around $700 in the basic allotment to actually just meet to where we can get even, break even. We've got some representatives that are going to give you perspective from the small school systems along with mid-sized school systems, and obviously I'm here to represent Tyler ISD today as well. Thank you for coming. We're going to turn it over to Brandon Enos from Cushing ISD to give his perspective.
Thank you very much. Dr. Brandon Enos, Cushing ISD, lead learner, proud superintendent. Our costs in Cushing have gone up 17% since 2019. Since that time, we haven't seen any increase in the basic allotment. It's necessary if we're going to maintain the same level of education we have, that do go up to meet the inflation. As was already said, we need $7,100. $7,100 per student is what's necessary. So over the last year, we've had 9% increase in costs just over the last year. If something doesn't change, we won't be able to afford to maintain the quality education we have.
Good morning. Christopher Moran, White House Independent School District. And my comments this morning are centered around local control. East Texas schools are strong because of the local control and the ability for each school board to make decisions that are best for their district. As legislators work to decide how to fund our public school system, we urge them to keep this in mind, because as they make decisions and as they pigeonhole districts with percentages that have to be spent on teacher pay, we recognize that our teachers need to be paid more. But we also have staff of employees that support our teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition workers, and a lot of people that often get overlooked. And we urge our legislators to increase funding, but do it with local control. Allow us to make some decisions to support our teachers and all of those employees that help get kids to school, fed, and care for them as well. Thank you.
I'm Stan Surratt, Superintendent of Lindo ISD. And again, I want to urge our legislators to look at the funding issues. Like, we've had drastic increase in inflation over the last 4 years, and it's been 4 years since school districts got an increase in funding. We rely on the legislators to increase our funding. Everybody recently got their estimations on their tax bills from the county appraisal district, and if you notice that, most counties are up about 25%. That does not improve the funding for local school district. That is a windfall for the state. And so we're asking the legislators to take that windfall and improve school funding. 4 years ago, there was a drastic increase that was desperately needed, around $1,000 per WADA. And this year, they're talking about $90 per WADA. That's really an embarrassment. And our legislators need to look at that. Let's improve school funding. Let's help teachers and all school employees. The teacher shortage is in a crisis mode for the state of Texas. We must improve teacher pay, but also we must improve the pay for all school employees. We're really struggling with support staff, competing with local businesses, and so we ask our legislators, please improve the funding for school districts.
Steve Cluxton, Superintendent of Pine Tree ISD. Sometimes I don't think everybody understands how school funding works. You know, if you put it simple, if you take a cup, you get a cup of money for each kid. And that's for each kid that shows up each day. If they don't show up, we don't get it. But basically, it's filled partly with tax money, and then the state fills it to the top. Well, as your values go up, we fill it up more with your tax dollars. The state gives us less money. So there's no inflation factor in our business. And so as everything goes up, we have to figure out where we cut in order to do that. The teacher shortage is real. The destruction of the family unit is real. Kids not going home to stable homes, that's becoming a bigger problem. Those things they have a lot more needs. That requires more people in order to be able to meet the needs of those kids. That doesn't come cheap. Everything's more expensive. Everybody sees that. Everybody's seen their values go up. But understand, when your values go up, we're not getting more of that money. The state of Texas is. These issues are only going to get worse, including the teacher shortage, if we don't do something. For the first time in the state of Texas, we have a windfall of money that we can actually deal with this. If we don't, it's going to get worse. There's also a lot of COVID money we got from the federal government. That ends after this year. If they're going to hold off for 2 years, this problem's going to be more expensive in 2 years than it is today. I'm a taxpayer. I want to see our money used wisely. But I know this. I'd rather fix the problem before it gets worse. Thank you.
So I'm Henry Bell with the Tyler Area Chamber of Commerce, and I'm speaking for all business today. It is crucial to the business community as we go forward, as we grow, as we even maintain that we have good public school systems in the East Texas region. We are depending on those school systems to not only educate, but to teach good skills to our future workforce. And so the funding that it may take to do that is crucial to all of us and to the whole community and to the entire economic outbeing of all of our citizens. So I urge that you all keep up the good work, and hopefully you will receive what you need to be able to do this. Thank you.
I want to thank everyone for participating just now. There's no doubt that this is an urgent need. This is a coordinated effort among media markets across the state of Texas at this very moment. So those in Lubbock, those in Dallas-Fort Worth, those in Austin, San Antonio, and Houston, along with other media markets in Texas, are making this call to legislators on May Day, May the 1st, to make sure that they understand that the concern that's happening. We have great representation here that does listen to us in East Texas, but they're just a portion of that, and that's why this is a coordinated effort across the state to tell them that we are very appreciative of what they've been able to do to this point in their budget proposals, but it's not nearly enough. We do a pretty good job in East Texas of living within our means, but those means are certainly being extended because of the last 4 years that we've experienced through inflation. As proposed in the recent legislation, they do for the next biennium, the next 2 years, the next legislature, to actually start looking at inflationary adjustments over a 10-year period. If you take those inflationary adjustments over the last 10 years as opposed to the last 4 years, it certainly has been a tremendous spike. We've been living in a very complex economic world at this time. We appreciate y'all coming today. I'm sure that these superintendents and these other representatives up here, including board trustees, will be available for commentary individually once we break out of here. Thank you for coming today.